everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me for today's video. As you guys already know, today's video will be how I decorate my coffee bar for summer. And if you guys haven't already watched my two previous videos, I am going with a early summer farmhouse feel. So that is what I will be doing on my coffee bar area. But because it's such a small area and I don't think it's gonna be a lot of decorating, at least to what I have in my head, I wanted to make this video a little bit different. So I will also be including a mini haul in just a second, a DIY, a quick and easy DIY, and then two easy summer dessert recipes that I hope you guys will love. I love them, and I actually have a really big sweet tooth. I don't know if you guys knew that or not, but I always have to have something sweet after I have anything salty or dinner or food or anything. So I hope you guys decide to give both recipes a try. But yeah, I just thought I would add a little bit more to this video other than just a decorating. Just, you know, maybe give you guys something to watch. So I hope you guys enjoy and stick around for the entire video. And as I just said, I do have a mini haul right now to show you guys, and basically one of these items is what inspired my coffee corner. So let me go ahead and show you. So the item I am talking about is this pitcher. It's a terracotta pitcher from the Hearth and Hand collection, the summer collection at Target, and I absolutely fell in love with this the moment it came out. I actually went to Target maybe 3 or 4 times and I saw it and I wanted to get it, but I just couldn't convince myself because it is a little bit pricey. At least in my opinion, it was $25. But finally me and my sister went, and they had one left, and I just decided to grab it because I think it's gonna look amazing over in my coffee bar. So we'll just have to see, but this is basically what inspired the rest of the decor. So because I had this item, this right here, I was trying to look for other pieces that went along with it. So I went to Hobby Lobby since it's open now, and I grabbed these two items right here. So this is just a candlestick, and this was $14.99. I used the 40% coupon on it. And then this vase right here, I just like how rustic and I don't know, I just like how imperfect it is. And I didn't want to go Ray Dunn just because I feel like Ray Dunn is too perfect to go with this. So I felt this was just enough rustic, I guess. But this was $7.99 and it was 50% off. And lastly, I just got a little piece of greenery. This was $5.99 and it was 50% off. And I got this because it'll go with the DIY that you guys will see in just a minute. But yeah, that is everything. Let's go ahead and get into the rest of the video. Hey everyone, so you might notice that the mug shelf is missing right here. It is down here. I had Jonathan take it off because I need him to hang it down 4 inches lower in order to fit the cowl frame and the little shelf that I have. So I will show you guys what it looks like after it's done, because more than likely he will hang them up as he's doing it. So I'll show you guys what it looks like afterwards. Feels like I can fly. Okay, so as soon as Jonathan was finished putting the hook on the roof, I went ahead and I hung up these buckets that are on a pulley, and then I just added some greenery, so some baby's breath, and that was basically it for this. Okay, so I'm gonna interrupt the decorating real quick because I thought that it would be fun to show you guys two yummy summer dessert recipes that I like to make, and I'm kind of feeling a sweet tooth, so I wanted to go ahead and show you guys these two recipes so maybe you guys can try them out. But I definitely recommend them, so I'm gonna show you guys how I do them right now. Let me know down below if you think about trying them or you think you're gonna give them a try. But they're super easy and simple, and they're so delicious. Okay, so for the first recipe, it's super simple and easy. All I did is I cut up a few strawberries. It just depends how much you want on your yogurt bark. So I think I cut up a total of 6 strawberries maybe. And after I had them all cut up in small little squares, I went ahead and I grabbed this pan and just used some saran wrap And then I added my yogurt of choice, which was Activia. I did use 3 little Activia things. And then I just spread it, added my strawberries, and then I also added some chocolate chips just to have that hint of chocolate in there. And after this was done, I went ahead and I placed it in the freezer, and you're just supposed to let it sit in there until it freezes. So I let it sit while I finished decorating. Okay, so for the second recipe, I will be making some strawberries with cream, and all you have to do is just cut up the remaining of your strawberries. I do it into bigger chunks than I had for the yogurt bark, and then I added it to a glass container because I will be putting them in the freezer to freeze. I just feel like the frozen strawberries adds the perfect amount of summer to this dessert, so that is what I like to do. And then moving on to the cream in just a minute, I will have the ingredients and the measurements listed down below. Personally, I only use half of the measurements I will list because I'm only making enough for Jonathan and I, but feel free to follow the exact description down below to make more for you and your family. But all it is a can of sweetened condensed milk, a can of evaporated milk, and a bar of cream cheese. And if you're not one to really like really sweet stuff, you can replace the cream cheese with 2 cups of sour cream. But all you do is you add everything to a bowl and then you mix it, and that is everything. I went ahead and placed my mixture into the fridge while I waited for my strawberries to freeze, and that is everything for this recipe. We will come back to it in just a minute. Okay, so while I had my yogurt bark and my strawberries freezing, I went ahead and moved on to decorating again, and I'm getting started with my coffee bar now. So all I did was I wiped down my table and I started adding all my appliances. I recently got a Nespresso and I've been loving it. But in between my coffee machine and my Nespresso, I went ahead and added this tray I got from TJ Maxx a while back. And in it, I added my coffee, sugar, and tea canisters, and that was basically it for the table. Then I went ahead and added my mugs of choice to my mug rack, and on the bottom, I just flipped them with the blank side out because I was going to add this coffee sign right underneath, and I just didn't want to overwhelm it with a lot of words. So all I did to hang the sign is I used a command strip and then I placed it on my wall, and I think it looks so cute. It's the first time I do something like this and I really loved it. You can take me. Now moving on to the DIY, this is super simple, and all I'm doing is I am aging these terracotta pots because I wanted to get rid of the orange color. I just wanted to give it a more aged and vintage look. So all I did for this is I used some garden lime with a little bit of water. I mixed it and then I painted 3 coats on my pots and I let them dry, and that was basically it. Super simple. I learned this from Jess Giffen and from a few Instagram accounts, and I absolutely love it. Okay, so while I waited for my DIY pots to finish drying, I went ahead and I moved on to getting my desserts out and ready. So for the yogurt bark, all I did is I took it out of the freezer, I unwrapped it, and then I broke it into pieces and plated it. Super simple and easy. And then for my strawberries with cream, I went ahead and added my frozen strawberries to a cup. I made one for me and I made another one for Jonathan. But all you do is you add the strawberries to the cup, and then you are gonna add your cream mixture to it. Add as much as you want. I absolutely love the cream, so I add a lot to it. But that is essentially it. And then look at Jonathan. He's about to grab a bark because he couldn't wait. But anyways, on top of the strawberries with cream, I just added some almonds, and that is everything. Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm gonna get to decorating the top of my shelf. I think what I want to do this time around is, again, I just want to bring some vintage or like they have like vintage farmhouse to this. So what I'm going to do is, the first item I'm going to place is the hearth and hand pitcher, terracotta pitcher, and I'm going to place this one right here. And then I have a this right here, so I'm just going to place this one probably like right there. And then, so this is the way the pots turned out after the little DIY yesterday. So they just look older, they look more vintage, so that is the look I was going for. I'm gonna place that right there. And then at this one, I'm gonna place like if it was falling over. So the reason I like the more like aged look on these terracotta pots is because since this is so big, it was already pulling so much orange that I knew that these terracotta pots couldn't be orange too, because it was just too much orange going on here, especially since I have a few like vintage pieces around my house. I felt like the aged terracotta pots would look better overall. So that is what I did. So now, sorry you guys, I'm like falling. Now because I have some height over here, I need to add some height right over on this side. So what I'm going to do is I am placing this vase right here, but it is still a little bit shorter than the vase over here. So what I'm going to do is I have my like candlesticks right here, and it's not as tall as I would like it to be, so I'm going to use the small little one to make one of them bigger, and then the other one I'm just going to use like this.
Until you set me free, my eyes were closed, now I see clear as day, and I just wanted to say that you can take me high.
And I am going to add some candles.
Feels like I can fly.
And then in front of it, just to kind of hide where I added that small candle holder, I'm just gonna put this terracotta pot right there, like that. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add a greenery. So I have these little greenery pieces that I got from Hobby Lobby that you guys already saw. Ooh. At the beginning of my video, and I'm gonna place them in here.
Now I see clear as day, and I just wanted to say that you can take me high. Feels like I can fly.
That. And then the final piece of greenery I'm gonna add into that vase. And again, it's one of those little pieces, and then some baby's breath.
No one will ever take me away from you. I promise I will hold on to you.
And that is everything.
Without you.
Now moving on to my dining room table, I decided to keep it super simple, and I started off by wiping it down with my Method wood cleaner, and then after it was all clean, I just added my hearth and hand table runner. I absolutely love how this looks. I'm so happy I found it, and I'm happy that it's long enough for my table. But then over top of it, I just added a glass vase. It's actually a glass gallon, and inside of it I added this eucalyptus spray, and that was everything for my dining room table. And that is everything, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some decorating inspiration, as well as some dessert ideas and some DIY ideas. Let me know if you decide to try any of the desserts or the DIY itself. But other than that, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe if you are new, and hit that notification bell because the next video will be my home tour and then my room makeover. So yeah, until then, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye!